Kurinji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurinji Educational Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
Hi students, good evening to everyone. This video session, let me know about urine formation. This is the topic and the chapter of excretion and their products. Excreted products and their elimination chapter regarding to 11th standard. The previous videos, kidney structure, we seen a human excretory system wise, topic wise, our kidney structure, external and internal structure we seen. After that, internal side of kidney, functional and structure unit, nephron structure we seen. What are the different parts present in the nephron? What is their significant role? Okay. And then this video, urine formation by these nephron structure, how the urine is excreted, or first formation of the excretion, then finally the what is formed by the elimination product, okay, excretory product, how it will be maturation will be happens, that and all we will learn, especially in this video, urine formation itself. What are the steps involving in the urine formation? It is a very important the board wise examinations, and then NEET based questions also came from this topic. Let be careful about understanding of these concepts. Let me start today video session. Seen on urine formation. Here formation of urine in the inside of the kidney, that too especially by the nephron functions. The urine formation having the three steps. One is a glomerular filtration, and second one selective reabsorption, and then tubular secretion. This is the time, recall the previous video. In the yesterday or previous video, we discussed about a nephron structure. A nephron contains the majorly two parts. That is, one is Malpighian body. Malpighian body means a combination of the Bowman's capsule with the glomerulus. Pointer place parangana. This is the glomerulus, pink color portion, and then white color portion, cup-like structure that we called as a Bowman's capsule. Combined of these Bowman's capsule and glomerulus filtration, we call it a Malpighian body. Okay. Apart of that remaining thing, it is contains continue in the form of the tube, so that's why we call it as a renal tube. Renal tube. This is the two parts. Especially in the renal tube, again it will be divided into several partitions basing on their characteristics. Here, this first Bowman's capsule leads to the next part of proximal convoluted tube. And the next part, Henle loop, U-shaped or hairpin shaped Henle loop, and then hairpin shaped Henle loop leads to the next part, DCT, distal convoluted tube, and collecting duct. Okay, these are the important parts of the nephron. Now, urine formation time, each and every part of the nephron is absorbing of several essential particles. Okay, when it is absorbing the essential particles, what are the unessential or unabsorbed particles? Substances are still present in the inside of the lumen fluid. So that only ultimate final excretory product. We will know what are that, how the process. So that only today topic. So glomerular filtration and selective reabsorption and tubular secretion. Here in the glomerular filtration, first stepwise I am saying, this glomerular filtration occurs in the place of the Bowman's capsule and then glomerulus. In between of glomerulus and Bowman's capsule, and that means especially in the Malphizian body. Okay, how the glomerulus will form? Here kidney structure observation time, renal artery will enter the inside. That renal artery will be again separated into the branched into the several small branches. That is efferent arteriole. Here I didn't mention, but you know this is the efferent arteriole and this is the efferent arteriole. Kadananna. So which is the blood vessel entering into the Bowman's capsule inside cup of Bowman's capsule. That blood vessel we call the efferent A. Then which is the blood vessel is came out from the Bowman's capsule, that is the efferent. Okay, efferent means E, you should be remember exit. So here this is the exit way. So here one thing you should be remember that I will say here, efferent arteriole diameter inga pointer place paranga, efferent arteriole diameter somewhat of bigger diameter than the efferent arteriole. So diagrammatic representation also you should be represent that characteristic. So efferent arteriole diameter is very less than comparing with the efferent arteriole. Okay, so entry which is going inside of the Bowman's capsule, that blood vessel diameter is somewhat of bigger size. That means inside of the lumen of blood vessel is a bigger size. So that is this is a very helpful to nature at the time of at the condition of the glomerular filtration. How these diameters are helpful for glomerular filtration formation, I will tell now. So now you understand. So these totally the efferent arteriole enter the inside of the Bowman's capsule to form the tuft of capillaries that we call as a Bowman's glomerulus. Now see here in the place, this place ultrafiltration will occur. Ultrafiltration will occur. Ultrafiltration mean nothing but ultrafiltration is nothing but a glomerular filtration. Okay, so that glomerular filtration and or else ultrafiltration both are same. Why we call it ultrafiltration mean this is the place very minute substances will be filtered. So that's why we given the name as the ultrafiltration. By these filtration, what fluid is present in the Bowman's capsule, such a fluid we call as a ultrafiltrate. By the process of the ultrafiltration, ultrafiltrate will form. That ultrafiltrate only generally we called as a primary urine. But these primary urine is not a ultimate fluid to excrete. From that onwards, lot of secretions, lot of substances want to reabsorb. So that is the thing. In the first step, glomerular filtration will occur. In the glomerular filtration step, ultrafiltrate or primary urine will form. That primary urine contains the lot of essential particles along with unessential excretory products that want to select to reabsorption, which are the want to select for reabsorption. Such a process we call as a selective reabsorption. That selective reabsorption only occurs in the renal tube. This is the renal tube. Except the Malphizian body remains a proximal convoluted tube and U-shaped Henle loop and distal convoluted tube collecting duct. All are under renal tube. Okay, so in the renal tube selective reabsorption will occur. Okay, and simultaneously tubular secretions in the different parts of the nephron, when they are reabsorbing of the several substances to maintenance of the concentration of renal fluid and then body fluid concentration, these cells, renal tube cells are secreting several ions, H plus ions or K plus ions or NH3 ions. So wantedly that tubular cells are secreting some ions for the purpose of the balancing of the body fluids. Such a process we call as a tubular secretion. Nothing but it is a opposite step of selective reabsorption, because what it is happens in the glomerular filtration process. End of the glomerular filtration, ultrafiltration is happens now. that ultrafiltrate onwards selective reabsorption of the important significant nutrient particles. So when they are eliminated, not eliminated, absorbing of the essential particles, for substitution of that one tubular secretion will occurs. Okay, then now first step glomerular filtration. That glomerular filtration occurs in between of these two. One is a glomerulus, another one a Bowman's capsule. So by the efferent arteriole, blood will enter into the glomerulus. That which blood is enter into the glomerulus, that blood containing the nitrogenous waste material and food, digested food, and then carbon dioxide, oxygen containing all the mixture, all the things containing blood will be enter the efferent arteriole. That by the efferent arteriole it will reach the glomerulus. So here blood will enter the inside, then it will be going away from the efferent. But here already I said efferent arteriole diameter is somewhat of bigger than the efferent. So when the diameter of efferent arteriole very narrow, blood will be accumulated in the glomerulus. So it creates something pressure in the glomerulus. By that pressure, the filtration will occur. Okay, nothing but one river is floating in the one high region to low downwards direction. So it crossing the several flat areas, and the flat area we constructed one dam. Okay, water will move and accumulated on that place. Then when we are open the dam gates, water will come very fastly, correct na? Like that here blood is accumulated in this glomerulus. By that accumulation it creates something pressure. By that pressure from the glomerulus onwards, unessential particle along with essential particles are everything enter into the Bowman's capsule. Such a process only we call as a glomerular filtration. Okay, when the crossing of these things, these structures, these substances from the glomerulus to the Bowman's capsule, it want to cross 3 layers. One layer endothelium cells of the glomerulus, pink color layer, that is a capillaries kadana. Capillaries blood vessel wall containing with the endothelial cells kada. So endothelial cells of the glomerulus, that is the one layer, and then podocytes of the Bowman's capsule. Yesterday I already said Bowman's capsule inner layer containing the significant cells that we call as podocytes. These podocytes are mingled with the endothelial cells of the glomerulus. They are containing the fenestration. That in between these endothelium and podocytes of glomerulus and Bowman's capsule, a minute thin layer, that is a basement layer. I think so, whether you remembered or not, in the previously gases exchanging time also, alveoli place to blood, gases exchange time, gas want to oxygen or carbon dioxide want to cross the 3 layers. Such a layers also similar to this. But what are the difference? There also endothelium layers of the capillaries we seen, basement may also we seen, alveoli we seen there, because of that is a pulmonary function. But here renal function, nephron contain the Bowman's capsule podocytes. So these are the 3 layers want to cross at the time of the ultrafiltration formation. Okay, right, 3 layers should be remembered. And then here one pressure is created in the glomerulus filtration process. What are that pressure? That pressure is how it is a significant role. See, here blood is going on or enter into the efferent arteriole, the Bowman's capsule, that inside of the glomerulus. Here that blood having the one hydrostatic pressure. That hydrostatic pressure measured by the some measurements, that is 60 mmHg, millimeter Hg is a pressure measurement units. So 60 mmHg, that you should be remember. Okay, so hydrostatic pressure of the blood pressure is 60 mmHg. And then glomerulus colloid osmotic pressure, that means when the blood is passing through these glomerulus to the lumen, some of the blood cells are interrupting the filtration, correct now? Nothing but here you should be remember tea filtration at your tea making time. Okay, when you take sieve only in Tamil, sieve, the separation funnel, then you are pouring the first starting time pouring the tea on the sieve. First starting time, tea is very fastly will be filtrate and then reach the bottom what you kept the vessel or glass or tumbler. Okay. Then when the continuation of that tea pouring in the sieve, some of the tea powder dust waste particles are accumulated in the sieve top, correct now. So on the time when you pouring the tea, it will take something little time to filtrate. As like blood is when moving to the ultrafiltration process by the hydrostatic pressure, but that hydrostatic pressure is interrupting by the same blood having the some blood cells, RBC, WBC, platelets. That platelets are creating the disturbance of the blood pressure. So that is the pressure 32 mmHg, opposite pressure. And then Bowman's capsule pressure of hydrostatic. So here oppositely Bowman's capsule onwards also something negative pressure, I mean opposite pressure will be to stop the restriction of filtration force. Filtration force, how much that pressure? 18. So here 60% of the pressure is useful for filtration process, and then these glomerular colloid osmotic pressure 32 and then Bowman's capsular hydrostatic pressure 18, both are negative pressures. Negative pressure means opponent pressures of filtration. So 50, 32, 80, 50 kadana. So these 50% of 50 mmHg pressure opposite to the 60. So finally how much pressure is creating the ultrafiltration? 10 mmHg only now. That 10 mmHg we called as a net filtration pressure. Net NFT in the corner place nanna. NFT, these net filtration pressure is equal to the total pressure is 60. It is restricted by the glomerular colloid osmotic pressure and then Bowman's capsule hydrostatic pressure. Finally 10 mmHg. These 10 mmHg pressure only useful for formation of the ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration. By the ultrafiltration, what fluid is reached the Bowman's capsule place of the proximal convoluted tube? That liquid portion, liquid quantity we call the primary urine or ultrafiltrate. Okay. Now first step is over. First step. By the conclusion of the first step, what it is? What we secured in the Bowman's capsule lumen place? Ultrafiltrate or primary urine is formed. That primary urine still it is containing with a lot of essential particle, nutrient particle. That nutrient particles want to eliminate. Not eliminate means absorbing. Okay. So our body requirement substances still it is present in the inside of primary urine. So what are the requirement substances are present in the primary urine? That the things we should be reabsorbed. So that reabsorption process started in the form of the selective reabsorption. Why we kept the selective? Some of the selective substances only reabsorbing. All substances will not reabsorb because of that primary urine contain is the real excretory material along with the essential particles. So except nitrogenous waste material, something unuseful materials, from there onwards we want to collect essential particles, nutrient particles. So when the primary urine reach that proximal convoluted tube of the Bowman's renal tube, this is the significant place for selective reabsorption. From that proximal convoluted tube, the wall of the proximal convoluted tube contains a significant cells, cuboidal epithelial cells. That cuboidal epithelial cells are very essential to reabsorption the particles, okay, substances. So 80% of the reabsorption completed in the proximal tube. How it will complete? In our textbook, the diagrammatic representation they given in the proximal convoluted tube, sodium ions are reabsorbing, amino acids are reabsorbing, glucose are reabsorbing, and then chloride ions also reabsorbing. All these reabsorption process need some energy. So that's why the essential particles are reabsorbing by the active transport. Active transport. Okay, by the active transport means which of the work or which of the reactions are depends upon the energy consuming. Such a type of transportation we call as a active transport. Okay. Along with the sodium, amino acid, glucose, chloride, that final one more thing, water molecules also reabsorbing, but always water molecules absorption and releasing totally it is under controlling of osmosis process. So maximum essential particles, 80% essential particles are everything reabsorption completed in the proximal convoluted tube. No need not to if any question is came like which is the significant part is play an important role in the selective reabsorption, means that is the answer is proximal convoluted tube. Now when these proximal convoluted tube onwards, these essential particles, essential substances are reabsorbing, inside something inside primary urine getting something imbalance of the concentration. For balancing that one, tubular secretion will occur, sir. By the tubular secretion, these cuboidal cells are secreting the H plus and NH4, ammonium, and then protons, H plus ions are releasing into the primary urine by the concentration balance. So first step continue. So after reabsorption completion in the proximal convoluted tube, primary urine will be enter into the Henle loop. Okay, here Henle loop having the two parts. One is a descending Henle loop and another thing ascending Henle loop. Here descending Henle loop totally one type nature only. That descending Henle loop only permeable to the water, impermeable to the electrolyte. That means in the descending limb of Henle loop does not reabsorb any substances other than water molecule. Only water molecules only reabsorbing. Because of the descending limb of Henle loop, cells are allowing the only osmosis process only. Okay. Now that descending limb Henle loop will be going to upward direction, that is the ascending limb of Henle loop. Now here water only permeable and electrolytes are impermeable, correct na, in the descending. When you coming to the ascending limb of Henle loop, here electrolytes only reabsorbing, water is not at reabsorbing. So for water it is impermeable except electrolytes. Okay, electrolytes only reabsorbing. So here that also one more thing. Here ascending limb of Henle loop divide into the two regions, proximal part and distal part. Proximal part means which is the nearest part of the proximal convoluted tube, such a ascending limb part we called as a proximal part. That proximal part of the ascending limb part, it containing with a thin part, that wall cells are very thin. By that thin part of the ascending limb of Henle loop, sodium and chloride ions are reabsorbing. As absorption of the sodium and Cl minus ions not requires any energy. Reason enna, the wall of these ascending limb of Henle loop of the part not yet have thick, it is a thin membrane. So by the thin membrane onwards, that electrolytes easily can transport. And then that ascending limb of distal part, ascending limb of Henle loop is a distal part, the walls are very thick. I mentioned the differentiation between the two regions. So thin part of ascending limb of Henle loop, it is also permeable to the only electrolytes, but that electrolytes are reabsorbing by actively. Actively means energy is utilizing. That you should be remember. Okay. Then next that primary urine leads to the next part, distal convoluted tube. This distal convoluted tube very significant role. Okay, what is the significant role? That significant role under controlling by a particular significant hormone. So here distal convoluted tube function under controlling by not at their own self. It is controlling, order is given by the some other part. That order is transported by the ADH hormone form. Antidiuretic hormone. 10th standard you studied. This antidiuretic hormone, another name vasopressin. Okay. Now I will tell. See, when we are reducing intaking of water, or our body having the low body fluid concentration, Okay, water concentration is very less. Okay, because of when we are does not drank water sufficient quantity. Okay, so on the time our pituitary gland will recognizing, our pituitary gland recognizing which thing, something body imbalancing, low water. So by that signal pituitary gland releasing the one hormone, that is a vasopressin. That vasopressin is by the blood circulation, it reach the distal convoluted tube. When the distal convoluted tube is promoted by the vasopressin and or else ADH, it is start to reabsorption of water, because of our body having a very less water now. So such a type of reabsorption we call as a conditional reabsorption. Okay, conditional reabsorption or facultative reabsorption. Nothing but one comparison I will tell. You all are sat in study hour. Okay, teacher is not yet present in the study hour. You all are not yet read anything. Okay, I am not compelling to any student, Nana. Basically, student nature. If teacher is present in the inside of the classroom, automatically you are something awareness about reading. Okay, so that is a condition to read of student, or something fearness created by the teacher. Correct now? Like that, here ADH create the something significancy to absorption of a water molecule from the urine. So such a process we call as a conditional reabsorption. Okay, distal convoluted time also water molecules and sodium ions are reabsorbing, that too basing on the ADH requirement. Without ADH this place is not at function. Which place? DCT, distal convoluted tube. So that's why we said condition applicable. Okay, and then the primary urine reach the collecting duct. CD means collecting duct. Collecting duct also significant role absorption of the water. So in the proximal convoluted tube, essential substances are everything absorbing, and descending limb of Henle loop water is absorbing. When the water is absorbing, concentration will increase, and then here ascending limb of Henle loop onwards sodium ions reabsorbing. Okay, distal convoluted tube act as a conditional reabsorption, and then DC also, distal convoluted tube also conditional reabsorption. This only happens. Okay, in the continuation time again I will be explain about these urine formation and which of the substances are reabsorbing. Already here I said, but basing on the how much percentage they are reabsorbing in our body, based on that several substances are there. Threshold substances, threshold substances, highly threshold substances. These and all you will get it idea in the next video. So this is about some information about urine formation. So urine formation contains completed within 3 steps: glomerular filtration, selective reabsorption, and tubular secretion. You got the text. Okay, then wait for next video.